What's up, fellow YouTubers? So I just got done snacking on these pizza pretzel sticks. They're pretty good. However, I also have these right here. These cuttlefish puffs. A cuttlefish snack is what it's called. Had a difficult time opening the bag, but we got it open. Take a look at that. They're shaped like fish. They're light, fluffy. You know, nice light crunch to them. They're kind of fishy. I like it. Hell yeah. Some of these snacks are quite interesting. Look at that. Kind of looks like honeycomb almost. Except it's shaped differently. I'll finish eating these cuttlefish snacks here in a second. We'll grab me a glass of water, dispose of this. Excuse me. So I found an article on the internet, 21 things women need to stop complaining about according to 21 randomly selected men. I'll put the article in the description box below. And these were submitted by anonymous, 21 randomly selected anonymous men. Now, some of these I agree with, some of these I disagree with, some of these I'm kind of neutral, if that makes any sense. These kind of taste like potato chips with a slight fishy taste. I'm actually liking these. Not a sponsor. Them pizza sticks are pretty good too. Like some of the crazier snacks I'm gonna save for burgers, obviously, but yeah. I like fish in general. These aren't bad. Cuttlefish snacks. Had a bit of difficulty opening the bag, but yeah. Gonna finish this bag real quick and then we'll get into this article. We're gonna get into this freaking article. Yo, I try to get the bag to, you saw this when I did the unboxing. Hell yeah. A little early morning snackage. But yeah, I'll put the link for this article below. You want to check it out for yourself. Get offended on your own time. Yeah. And like I said, some of these I kind of agree with, some of these I really just don't. So, according to 21 randomly selected men across the globe, this is what some of these men think that women should stop complaining about. And trigger warning, it's about to get a little offensive. Some of the so-called things they talk about that, oh, women shouldn't complain about. It's just like, do you hear yourself right now? Alright, so number one is the wage gap. That's one I agree / disagree with, just because the wage gap is still a thing in some parts of the country and some parts of the world, unfortunately. Two, the patriarchy. The patriarchy or society, you know, to be fair, I bitch about society too, so I don't agree with number two to an extent, you know. Society does condition us. Double standards and all that. Number three, inequality. Number three I disagree with because women and men both face inequality. That's just how it goes. Number four, the male gaze. Women complaining that men look at them sexually. Well, women do that crap to men. Oh, trust and believe they do. Six, or... Oh, hold on. I'm ahead of myself. Number five, their periods. Okay, really? First of all, dude, that's one of those comments that piss me off. I'm like, dude, whoever fucking submitted that as a complaint needs to fucking check their male privilege at the door. Now, we've already talked about this before, but if men had a period, trust me, you wouldn't like it. Sitting there with the fucking maxi pad taped to your butt crack as you're sitting on the couch drinking beer, your balls hurt, you can't get erections, but you're horny, and you hate every man around you. It's an exaggeration, ladies, calm down. Number 6, male privilege. The biggest argument I hear men make, male privilege, if anything, women are the ones that are privileged. Well, personally, I think it depends on the situation. There are some areas in life where women have more privilege than men, and where men have more privilege than women. So the whole male versus female privilege is just sexist. Let's call it gender privilege, because your gender has specific privileges. For example, men are not allowed to hit women, but women can hit men all day, every day. Men are allowed to watch porn, but women aren't. Men are allowed to have sex without getting judged too much, but women aren't. If a man goes out of a way to please his woman, he gets called a simp. But if his conquest is great, it's celebrated. Whereas women who go out and have a sexual conquest of their own, they get called sluts and whores and slags and all this other shit. It's like, excuse me? Which brings me into number 7 on the list. Being oppressed. Kind of like, what was it? Number 3, inequality. Being oppressed, you know? Being oppressed. Both genders are victims. Both genders have privilege. Oppression happens on both sides. I hate to tell you this, but it's the truth. Catcalling. You know, and some of the comments that are underneath these list names. Catcalling. Oh, so you're an attractive woman, huh? Life must be so hard for you. Okay, first of all, dicklick, you have no idea what it's like to be a woman, do you? Let alone an attractive woman. The crap that women go through when men want to fuck them, it's just... I feel sorry for women in that aspect. You're a dainty little 185-pound woman, you know. But here's a dude who's like 215 pounds, and he wants to fuck the shit out of you. He wants to insert his penis inside of you. Nope. And I think that's a lot of things that men take for granted. What if you had this big, beefy, 400-pound woman of nothing but solid fucking She-Hulk muscle, and she wanted to physically penetrate you with a strap on, and you weren't into it. You were just like, nope. And she said, you don't have the choice, you're just gonna fucking take it. And she just, yeah. But to be fair, women catcall too. Oh, trust and believe. But correct me if I'm wrong, but how is it not sexist when women are watching Magic Mike or Vin Diesel rip his shirt off on this big screen, and they're sitting there catcalling as women like, But it's somehow sexist and degrading when men do it. It's because we have a penis. Manspreading is number 9. We've also talked about that on my channel. The way men's bodies are designed, our hips do not bend in like a woman's do. If you look at a woman's hips, they go whoop. Even if she doesn't have that stereotypical hourglass figure, woman hips versus man's hips are completely different. There's a curve to it. Whereas men's hips tend to be a bit more boxy in nature. That being said, ladies, could you imagine having your tits between your legs instead of between your arms? So if men are sitting here going like this, our balls are squeezed between our legs, and on top of that, our hip bones are pointing inward when they're not designed to do that. But there's a big difference between just casually sitting and just being obnoxious, like, you know what I'm saying? And even then, is your female identity so insecure you can't handle a man sitting? And here's the best part. If a woman says, hey asshole, quit manspreading, it's like, bitch, my eyes are up here. See how far that argument gets you. Oh. Number 10 on the list is cheating, which I thought that was kind of unfair considering men cheat on women too. Holy crap. People cheat on each other and then bitch because, oh wow, the dating scene sucks. I cheated once, never again. It ruined a perfectly good relationship that I had. You know? So, yeah, enough said on that. That number 10 was kind of unfair considering men cheat on women too. And it's pretty shitty when both sides do it and then both sides sit there and blame the other side for doing it. It's like, Number 11 was kind of offensive too. Number 11 on the list is childbirth. Really, dude? I tell you what, men have no idea what it's like for what women go through because they bear children. Hysterectomies, menopause, periods. The vagina stretching 8 times its normal fucking length. Have to wear a fucking diaper for 2 weeks because of how fucking sensitive and stretched out you are. Could you begin to imagine, fellas, the crap that women go through because not only are they women, but because they give birth to children? You want to bitch because women complain about childbirth? Well, my dude, let's see you push a baby out your dick hole. Or out your asshole then. Fucking ridiculous. Being held down is number 12. Men are so judgmental, they care so much about a girl's boobs. Well, to be fair, women are extremely judgmental and trust and believe. And as if women aren't catty enough towards each other, like what the fuck is that? That's like saying, oh yeah, women are so judgmental, like they care so much about the size of a man's dick. Think about that for a second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to tell you that most guys really don't give a shit about boob size. Most guys are not that picky about it, dude. You know what I'm saying? If they're big enough to play with and squeeze out a little bit, shit, you think guys are gonna be complaining? Fuck no. You could have a nice sexy A cup and they're just big enough to squeeze and play with. Fucking A, dude. Most men wouldn't complain. And to be fair, women will tell you that sometimes having bigger boobs is more trouble than it's worth. You might secretly feel insecure about your body because your boobs are small, but the plus side, your back doesn't hurt all the goddamn time, and you don't have a bunch of creepy ass dudes going, oh yeah. Side note, however, men are called pigs for liking big boobs, and women are called sluts for liking big dick, and that's something both genders go through. Sexual objectification. The idea that, when men can't, they're sexually objectifying her. How dare they? And women do this crap too. They do. Women do this crap too, and it's... oh, fuck, dude, it's irritating. It's irritating. Women sexually objectify men too, sadly to say. And men do it to women too. It's disgusting. The creeps. Number 14 is creeps. Okay, if you'd like to see this article for yourself, keep in mind that this is just 21 randomly selected men. But you know what, number 14 I kind of disagree with, because there are creeps in both genders, dude. Number 15 on the list, rape culture. This one also triggered me. Well, the sad truth of it is, whenever a man rapes a woman, it's all over the fucking news, but when the situation's reversed, nobody sees it as rape. It's how hot was the chick, and how is it rape if all men want is pussy? So because of that, women are constantly being victimized, and it makes men look like the universal asshole on top of it. How is it a man's world that it is that's number 16 on the list. The idea that how is it a man's world? It's the rich person's world, different genders, sexualities, etc., etc. Yes, back in the day, if you were gay or trans or lesbian or bisexual, people could judge you for it and nobody saw a problem with it. These days, though, the times have changed. Now if you're a white male or just a male and you're straight, you can get bullied for being straight and nobody says shit. No one says, hey, you know what, that's kind of hypocritical. Like, y'all's got rights, so this isn't going to make things any better. But women have every right to bitch about the rape culture just as much as men do. So I kind of feel like that number 15 was really unfair. We already did number 16. Yeah, okay. And yes, people live in a world we live in a world controlled by the rich. It's just the sad truth of it. Number 17, that there are no good men left. Oh, here we fucking go. You know, I think of the song by Bonnie Taylor called I Need a Hero. That's what women are looking for in a man, metaphorically speaking. The drums in that song are epic. And this idea that there were no gentlemen or good men left. A lot of these freaking so-called complaints about complaints are repetitive. And this is something I want to say because it's the truth. When women and men have shit experience in the dating scene, it can be hard for them to trust. How the dating scene is based or biased against them. Number 18 on the list is, according to some men, women think the dating scene is totally biased against women. To be fair, the dating scene is biased against both genders. This depends on the double standard and how women and men are treated in the society we live in. Number 19 is kind of a repeat of number 17. And number 19 says, how chivalry is dead when they're only attracted to assholes. To be fair, men and women both do this crap. You'll date an asshole or a stuck-up C-bomb because, one, you crave drama, you want people to feel sorry for you, or two, you think you're not good enough for a real person, so you settle for less, while sitting there secretly unhappy with your relationship. Number 20 is the toilet seats. Seriously? You know, again, fellas, check your privilege. The complaint here is the toilet seat weighs almost nothing. Well, if that's the case, then fucking man up. It took you 2 seconds to raise the goddamn seat. It can take you 2 seconds to lower it. But number 21 is the last one on the list, and I kind of agree with it. Number 21 says, sexism towards women but never towards men. Oh yeah. When a woman's totally screwing the system and taking advantage using her female privilege, you never hear these feminazis screaming about that in megaphones. Whenever a man does it, oh, it's all over the news. Women everywhere are pissed. And I'm not trying to attack women. I actually have mad respect for women. However, that's actually very true. We live in a society now where if you're sexist towards men, nobody thinks twice about it. And if we say anything about it, we get this spew about how, well, men in the 1960s, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yes, that was men back then. You're dealing with men today. Big difference here, sweetheart, is that women in the 1960s, women in the 1950s and 60s could not run for presidents. Oh, did I say that out loud? And this is much like the rape culture in our society. Whenever sexism happens to women, it's all anybody will focus on. But the second it's flipped. Oh, YouTube, I'm very tired. I should have gone to bed as soon as I got home. Oh shit, excuse me. But honestly, I had to make a video about this article because it triggered me on a couple of things. No, but this idea that sexism only happens towards women, that's a sexist statement in itself. Oh, the irony. And you know what pisses me off? If you Google the definition of sexism, it says typically against women. And that triggers me. No way, you fucking millennial. No, I'm serious, god damn it. This victimizes women and makes men look like the universal asshole. Sexism.
Here's the definition of sexism. Prejudice, stereotyping, or discrimination, typically against women, on the basis of sex.
Yep, I asked Google and that's what it said. I'm like, there are some women and men who have no problems playing the victim when it suits their needs. And this is the kind of crap. Oh, excuse me. This is the kind of crap that gives people the ammunition they need to pull this shit. You'll hear men say how they're victims because the stereotype against men is that all of us men are sexist. But then you have women who argue that they're the victims because of oppression and blah blah blah. Everyone's a victim mentality we live in. Nope. Again, if you'd like to see this article for yourself, I will post it in the description box below. Thank you for watching my my night video, and I'll catch you cool cobras later.